In a world where the system reigns supreme, levels dictate everything from survival to status. Jin, a level 1 orphan, clings to life in the shadows of the Grand Magic Academy. Towering spires pierce the sky. Marble halls echo with the laughter of high-level elites born into power. Jin's days blur into nights of scavenging scraps from dumpsters, dodging patrols that view him as vermin. Another day in this grind, he mutters, wiping grime from his face. The system's holographic interfaces float everywhere, displaying stats that mock the weak. Nobles at level 50 or higher flaunt spells that could incinerate cities, while low levels like Jin beg for crumbs. Social divides run deep. The elite hoard resources, ancient artifacts, and training grounds, leaving orphans to rot. Jin's parents vanished years ago, victims of a system purge that targeted the powerless. Hatred simmers in his chest, fuel for his risky ventures. Tonight he slips through the Academy's underbelly, a network of damp tunnels forgotten by all but the desperate. Cobwebs brush his skin, the air thick with dust and forbidden magic residue. Heart pounding, he emerges into the forbidden archives, a vault of glowing relics sealed behind wards that fry intruders. Just one artifact could change everything, Jin thinks, eyes scanning shelves lined with pulsing orbs and ancient tomes. He knows the risks. Guards execute scavengers on sight, but starvation pushes him forward. His fingers tremble as he reaches for a dusty relic, a crystalline orb etched with runes that hum faintly. It's unlike anything he's seen, not the usual mana boosters, but something older, wilder. As his hand closes around it, energy surges through him like lightning. The orb cracks, reality warps. Time freezes the world, turning grayscale. Jin's vision fills with system notifications glitching wildly. Error. Level cap breach detected. Recalibrating. His body convulses. Mana floods his veins, infinite and untamed. In that single frozen heartbeat, his level skyrockets from 1 to 999. God-tier skills unlock in a cascade. Infinite mana regeneration. Forbidden void manipulation. Eternal shadow cloak. Power courses through him, muscles hardening, senses sharpening to godlike acuity. He could level mountains with a thought, now bend reality to his will. The glitch ends. Time resumes with a snap. Jin collapses, gasping, the orb shattered in his grip. What just happened? He whispers, terror gripping him. The system. A merciless overseer that punishes anomalies would hunt him down if it detects this. Elites have fallen for less, executed as threats to the balance. He checks his status interface, hands shaking. Level 9999 stares back, mocking the impossible. Infinite mana pools, no cooldowns on spells that could rival gods. But fear overrides awe. He's still in the archives. Alarms could blare any second. Stumbling out, he cloaks himself in newfound shadows, melting into darkness. Back in his cramped hideout, a sewer alcove lit by flickering mana crystals, Jin tests his power cautiously. A simple fireball spell, once a weak spark, now erupts as a blazing inferno he barely contains, scorching the walls. Holy crap, this is insane, he thinks, a grin creeping despite the dread. He experiments further, summoning voids that swallow objects whole, regenerating from self-inflicted wounds in seconds. The rush is addictive, but paranoia sets in. Whispers of ancient prophecies echo in his mind, tales he's heard in orphan circles about a system breaker destined to shatter the hierarchy. Those prophecies, once dismissed as fairy tales, now feel real. Scribes in the academy speak of a figure who exploits glitches to upend the world, igniting chaos among the elites. Jin's path crystallizes revenge against those who crushed him, the nobles who kicked him down, the deans who purged his kind. They'll pay, he vows, fists clenched. But he must hide. Play the weakling until ready. Dawn breaks over the academy, bells tolling for classes. Jin emerges, blending into the crowd of low-level servants, eyes downcast but mind racing with possibilities. Welcome to this explosive manhwa recap of a glitch that shatters limits. Picture this: a forgotten nobody thrust into godhood overnight. Jin, our underdog hero, navigates a brutal world where the system enforces ironclad rules. Levels aren't just numbers. They're life or death. High-level elites live in luxury casting spells that bend elements while level 1 scrubs like Jin fight for scraps. Social tensions boil orphans versus nobles, the powerless versus the privileged. Ancient relics hold secrets, glitches that can rewrite fate. But exploiting them? That's suicide unless you're clever. Jin wipes sweat from his brow heart, still racing from the archives. The academy buzzes around him, students in pristine robes flaunting their mid-level auras. A group of nobles passes sneering at him. Look at the rat level 1 trash. One laughs a level 60 mage with fire flickering at his fingertips. Jin bites his tongue, old instincts kicking in. Before he'd cower, now power hums beneath his skin, begging release. One day you'll beg for mercy, he thinks, glaring at their backs. The system's interfaces pop up everywhere, public boards showing rankings, tournaments where winners ascend and losers vanish. He ducks into a side alley, testing more. A whisper and shadows coalesce around him, rendering him invisible. This is lit, he murmurs. Gen Z slang slipping out in his excitement, but reality crashes back. Hunters exist, factions dedicated to purging glitches. Rumors swirl in the underbelly about system breakers, prophesied saviors or destroyers depending on who tells it. Ancient texts hidden in the archives describe them as harbingers of change, wielders of forbidden skills that challenge the gods who built the system eons ago. Jin's mind whirls with plans. Revenge starts small, targeting the bullies who tormented him. But first, mastery. He practices in seclusion, summoning god-tier barriers that could withstand armies. Mana flows endlessly, no fatigue, no limits. Feels like cheating in a video game, he thinks, chuckling softly. Yet terror lingers. What if the system notices? Glitches leave traces, digital scars that attract enforcers. He recalls stories of past breakers hunted down, their levels reset to 0 bodies left as warnings. As night falls again, Jin ventures out, cloaked in eternal shadow. The academy's grounds sprawl vast gardens of enchanted flora, training arenas where spells clash. He watches from hiding as elites spar lightning, cracking thunder booming. Envy once burned, now it's cold resolve. They think they're untouchable, he reflects. A prophecy fragment echoes in his head. The breaker shall rise from the depths, glitch-born to topple thrones. Is he that? Doubt creeps in, but power pushes it away. Sneaking back toward the archive's edge, he overhears guards. Heard there's a new prophecy circulating, one grunts. System breaker on the loose, elites are panicking. Jin freezes, pulse thundering. Already? The glitch must have rippled outward, alerting seers. He slips away, mindset on preparation. Revenge brews against specific foes like Lord Vance, a level 80 noble who orchestrated purges, including Jin's family. You'll be first, Jin vows. In his hideout, he experiments boldly. A god-tier skill activates reality warp, bending space to teleport short distances. This is next-level OP, he thinks, adrenaline surging. But control slips once mana overflows, cracking the ground. He reins it in, panting. Hiding this ascension demands cunning. Fake weakness, endure insults, gather intel. The path ignites fiery determination mixed with fear. World-building deepens. The system isn't just a game, it's a cosmic entity imposed by ancient gods to maintain order. Levels earned through quests, battles artifacts, but rigged for the rich. Orphans start at 1 no boosts, while nobles inherit levels via bloodlines. Tensions erupt in underground rebellions, whispers of equality. Diseases like mana rot afflict low levels untreated without elite healers. Competition is fierce, tournaments decide fates. Winners gain relics, losers exiled or worse. Jin's transformation fuels internal conflict. Am I a monster now? He wonders, staring at his glowing veins. Power corrupts, they've said, but he clings to his roots. Light moments break through, like when he uses infinite mana to heat his meager meal perfectly. Finally not eating cold slop, lol, he smirks. But seriousness dominates the elite's boot on his neck too long. Prophecies spread like wildfire in taverns, seers chant of the breakers coming. Elites tighten security wards flaring brighter. Jin senses the noose tightening, yet excitement builds. Time to shatter limits, he thinks, stepping into the night power, coiling ready to unleash. The academy's underbelly pulses with hidden life, other orphans huddle sharing scraps. Jin joins them briefly, mask firmly in place. Heard about the prophecies? One whispers, a level 3 girl with haunted eyes. System breaker gonna flip everything. Jin nods, hiding his smirk. Yeah, sounds dope. Inside his mind races, he's the spark. As he leaves, a patrol spots him. You there, scum, state your level. The guard barks, level 40, aura flaring. Jin freezes, old fear rising, but new power whispers tempts. He could erase him in a blink. Instead, he bows. Level 1, sir, just scavenging. The guard laughs, shoving him. Know your place. Jin stumbles, rage boiling. Soon, he thinks. Back alone, he unleashes a fraction, summoning a void that devours a rock instantly. Infinite possibilities, he breathes. Terror of pursuit grows. Hunters track anomalies with system scanners. He must move fast, gather allies before they come. Ancient relics like the one he triggered hold keys forged by gods to test worthy souls. Glitches are flaws or deliberate backdoors. Jin ponders, delving into stolen tomes. Prophecies detail the breaker's trials, battles against elites' reformation of the system. His path toward revenge solidifies, targeting the academy's core where elites hoard power. They crushed me. Now I'll crush them, he vows. The glitch shatters his chains, igniting a fire that will consume the old order. In this world, power dynamics shift with levels, but Jin's ascension upends it all. Elites, oblivious to the storm brewing, continue their opulent lives, feasts, spells, duels. Social class tensions simmer, ready to explode. Jin experiments more, mastering skills like Godspeed movement, blurring his form. Stunned by his transformation, he hides deeper. Can't let them hunt me yet, he thinks. Forbidden skills tempt darker paths, but he resists, focused on justice. Prophecies circulate faster, seers in trance visions of a level 999 figure toppling thrones. Elites dismiss as heresy, but fear creeps in. Jin hears it, all ears to the ground. His journey begins, glitchborn, ready for war. Revenge against those who crushed him underfoot starts now. Jin steps into the Magic Academy's towering gates, forged documents clutched in his hand. The air hums with mana. Elite students glide by, auras flaring like crowns. Marble corridors stretch endless, lined with statues of legendary mages. Level 100 heroes who shaped history. Jin's heart races, his level 999 hidden beneath a facade of weakness. Keep it cool, act like the scrub they expect, he thinks, suppressing a smirk. The system enforces rigid hierarchies. Nobles inherit, boost from family artifacts, while orphans scrape for entry. Forged papers claim he's a distant relative of a fallen house, barely level 10, enough to enroll without scrutiny. Power dynamics crush the weak deans, favor high-born talents, funneling resources to them, leaving underdogs to fail. Enrollment hall buzzes with applicants, holographic interfaces scanning stats. Jin approaches the tester, a stern level 70 mage with a glowing orb. Name and origin, the mage demands, eyes narrowing. Jin recites his fake backstory, voice steady. The orb pulses. Basic test begin. Elemental affinity, mana control, combat simulation. With 999 stats, everything trivializes. A fireball test, he summons a weak spark, internally channeling infinite mana to fake struggle. This is too easy, it's almost boring, he monologues, thrill bubbling under danger's shadow. What if they detect the glitch? System anomalies trigger alerts. Hunters purge threats to maintain order. He passes with mediocre scores, blending in as average. Relief washes over him, but paranoia lingers. One slip and I'm done, he reflects, grappling with the rush of godlike power versus the terror of exposure. Academy life unfolds classes on spell theory, duels in arenas where levels decide victors. Social tensions simmer, nobles form cliques, mocking low-level entrants. Look at the new trash probably cheats his way in, a group whispers as Jin passes. He ignores it. Fists clenched. The system's diseases like level stagnation afflict the poor untreated, without elite healers widening the gap. Days blend into routines. Jin attends lectures absorbing knowledge his enhanced intellect devours. Internal monologues sharpen the thrill of secret strength, tempts him to show off. But danger reins it in. Feels like I'm hacking life, but one wrong move and boom hunted, he thinks, Gen Z edge creeping in. Training grounds call vast fields enchanted with barriers for practice. Monsters summoned for drills controlled by wards. But today, chaos erupts, wards flicker. A massive surge breaks through. Beasts pour in, snarling wolves with mana-infused fangs, gigantic trolls swinging clubs, elementals of fire and ice rampaging. Screams echo. Students scatter, elites cast spells but overwhelm hits. A level 50 noble blasts fireballs, barely denting the horde. Jin watches from the edge, facade cracking. Can't just stand here, people are dying, he thinks, intervening discreetly. He whispers. A glitch-enhanced spell shadows coil around a troll, devouring it whole without trace. Devastating power unleashes in bursts he masks as lucky dodges or others' efforts. A fireball from afar incinerates a wolf pack he attributes to a nearby mage. Heart pounding, he maintains weak posture, stumbling as if terrified. The surge intensifies, a colossal wyvern dives, claws raking the ground. Students fall injured, mana depleted. Jin's resolve hardens. Screw the risk, he monologues, unleashing a void rift that swallows the wyvern mid-air. Power surges, infinite mana, regenerating instantly, no cooldowns. He cloaks the act in chaos, blending back into the fleeing crowd. Adrenaline courses through him, thrill of dominance clashing with fear of witnesses. That was close, too flashy, he thinks, wiping sweat. The academy guards finally seal the breach, but damage lingers. Whispers of anomalies spread. Among the chaos, a jealous noble student, Vex level 60 heir to a powerful house, notices. Vex with slick hair and arrogant sneer eyes Jin suspiciously. He's seen the shadows twist unnaturally, the voids appear from nowhere. That lowlife, something's off, Vex mutters, envy boiling. Nobles like him thrive on competition, crushing rivals to ascend ranks. Jin's subtle feats threaten that. As cleanup begins, Vex trails Jin into a tense alleyway behind the dorms, shadows lengthening in dusk. Confrontation erupts. Vex blocks the path, aura flaring. You think you're slick, rat? I saw those tricks during the surge. No level 10 pulls that off, he snarls, fist igniting with fire. Jin freezes, internal alarm, blaring. Busted already? Played dumb, he thinks. What are you talking about? I was running like everyone else, Jin replies, voice shaky, facade intact. Vex laughs, stepping closer. Liar, show me your status or I'll expose you. Tension escalates, power dynamics shift. Vex, used to bullying the weak, now faces hidden. Might. Jin grapples internally, thrill of unleashing versus danger of reveal. Can't kill him here, too messy, he monologues, opting for outmaneuver. Using glitch-enhanced ancient techniques, he activates Eternal Shadow Cloak, blending into darkness. Vex swings fire, illuminating the alley, but Jin's gone. Reappearing behind, Vex whispers, back off or regret it. Vex spins, startled, launching a spell. Jin counters with void manipulation, absorbing the fire effortlessly. What the hell? Vex gasps, eyes wide. Outmaneuver complete. Jin restrains him, shadows binding like chains. Listen, I'm not your enemy, but push me and you're done, Jin warns, voice low. Vex struggles, envy turning to fear. But nearby overlooked underdogs witness the scene, a group of low-level orphans hiding in the alley. They've suffered Vex's bullying, seen Noble's crushed dreams. One, a scrappy level 5 boy named Jax, steps forward. That was awesome, dude. You took down Vex like nothing. Others nod, loyalty sparking. Jin releases Vex, who flees muttering threats. Turning to the underdogs, he sees potential allies. You saw nothing, right? He asks, half joking. Jax grins. Your secret's safe with us. About time someone stood up to those snobs. Emotional bond forms. Jin earns their loyalty, sharing scraps of his story without full reveal. We're in this together now, he thinks, thrill mixing with caution. The underdogs overlooked in the system's grind find hope in his strength. Whispers spread through the academy, not just of the Surge, but of a secret glitch hunter organization. Rumors in dorms, taverns, seers murmur of enforcers who track system exploits, purging breakers to preserve order. Jin overhears, in the underbelly, heart sinking. Glitch hunters? That's real? He monologues, realizing his exploit threatens the world's order. The system. A sentient force maintains balance. Glitches like his could unravel it all, causing chaos or equality depending on view. Stakes rise. Jin grapples with implications. My power isn't just personal, it's a bomb, he thinks, danger escalating. Social class tensions heighten. Nobles paranoid about upstarts. Orphans whisper rebellion. Competition intensifies. Upcoming tournaments where levels clash for relics, boosting stats. Diseases like mana overload strike overambitious mages untreated for the poor. Jin trains secretly with underdogs, teaching basic tricks enhanced by his knowledge. Watch this. He demonstrates a shadow step they mimic poorly but eagerly. Siu. Light Gen Z moments break tension. Jax quips, "You're like a cheat code, bro. OP as hell." Jin chuckles, but seriousness returns. Keep it quiet, hunters are out there. Vex nurses grudge, plotting revenge. He reports anomalies to a contact shadowy figure in glitch hunter robes. There's a breaker here, mark my words, Vex hisses. The hunter nods, eyes cold. Drama escalates. Jin senses eyes on him, paranoia deepening. Internal conflict rages, thrill of hidden powers versus growing threats. Worth it? Hell yeah, but gotta be smart, he monologues. Ancient techniques from the glitch unlock more infinite regeneration, healing wounds instantly. He tests in seclusion, pushing limits. Academy buzzes with post-surge tension guards, double wards. Elites hoard better gear, widening divides. Jin realizes his path disrupts it. All exploit challenging the order gods imposed eons ago. Loyalty from underdogs solidifies. Jax shares his backstory, orphaned by a noble purge. You're our shot at change, he says earnestly. Emotional depth hits. Jin vows protection. Whispers of glitch hunters grow seers, prophesy upheaval. Jin eavesdrops in a tavern. They hunt breakers, erase them from the system. A patron warns. Stakes skyrocket. Jin's exploit a threat to everything. He retreats to his dorm, mind racing. World's order, huh? Maybe it's time to break it, he thinks, resolve hardening. Power dynamics shift from victim to disruptor, drama building. In this chapter, hidden powers unleash, but at a cost. Jin's facade holds barely, conflict escalating with Vex's suspicion and Hunter's shadow. The underdogs train under his guidance, bonds strengthening. We got your back, Jax affirms. Jin nods, gratitude mixing with fear. Vex schemes alliance with hunters forming. I'll bring him down. He vows, envy fueling drama. Jin's monologues sharpen. Thrills addictive, but dangers real. Game on. World building deepens systems. Competitions like duels award points for levels, but rigged. Social tensions boil equality whispers versus elite control. Jin experiments more glitch techniques, warping reality subtly. This is lit, but risky, he thinks. As night falls, alley confrontation echoes, raising stakes. Jin realizes broader implications exploit endangering or liberating the world. Emotional richness peaks in loyalty. Earned revenge, brewing. Hidden powers unleashed path forward, fraught with conflict. Jin immerses himself in the Magic Academy's relentless rhythm classes, duels, lectures blending into a grind that test every student. Towering arenas echo with clashes of spells, mana auras flaring like fireworks. Jin competes in brutal tournaments, glitch-granted powers letting him dominate secretly. Infinite regeneration heals wounds instantly, instant casting fires spells without chance. Stay under the radar, play the mid-level nobody, he thinks, suppressing the rush. Tournaments pit students against each other, levels clashing for rankings, relics, prizes that boost stats. The system rewards victors with experience points but rigs it for nobles who buy enchanted gear. Social tensions flare, low-born like Jin face sabotage from elites fearing upsets. In one tournament round, Jin faces a level 40 bully aura crackling with lightning. The crowd roars nobles, betting on quick wins. Jin dodges, faking clumsiness, then counters with a disguised instant cast shadowbind, wrapping the opponent. Regeneration kicks in as a stray bolt grazes him, wound vanishing before eyes notice. This is too OP but fun, he monologues, thrill, mixing with caution. He wins, narrowly, cheers, muted for the underdog. Emotional growth stirs in quiet moments. He bonds with Arya, a gifted female mage in his class. Arya, level 55, moves with haunted grace eyes shadowed by unspoken pain. Her spells weave illusions that fool senses, hiding a dark past of family betrayal. They meet in the library stacks, poring over ancient tomes. "You're different, not like the others," Arya says softly, voice laced with suspicion. Jin nods, sharing surface stories, orphans both crushed by the system. "Yeah, life's a glitch sometimes," he replies. Gen Z lightness, breaking tension. Internal thoughts deepen his care for her vulnerability, mirrors his own fueling protective instincts. Bond forms over shared meals in the cafeteria, her laughter rare but genuine. Arya reveals fragments her clan purged for defying elites, leaving her scarred by survivor's guilt. Jin listens, empathy growing. "She's strong but broken like me," he reflects. Academy life deepens with competitions where power dynamics crush the weak. Diseases like system backlash strike overcasters, depleting mana permanently untreated for the poor. Nobles access healers. Orphans suffer. Jin's glitch shields him infinite regeneration, countering any ailment. A major twist unfolds during a strategy class. The dean, a towering figure with level 90 aura, lectures on system mastery. Whispers circulate, top students vanishing after betrayals engineered by higher-ups. Jin eavesdrops in shadows using glitch-enhanced hearing. The dean's pulling strings, manipulating the system for his ascension. A betrayed student mutters to another. Revelation hits Jin, piecing clues. The dean corrupts the core code, siphoning levels from prodigies to fuel his godhood bid. He engineers betrayals, pitting students against each other, weeding out threats. "Bastard, that's why my parents vanished," Jin thinks, rage boiling, emotional layers thickening. Drama escalates as external forces invade academy barriers, shatter under assault from rogue guilds. Beasts, mercenaries, storming grounds. Chaos erupts. Spells fly, buildings crumble. Students fight desperately. Elites forming barriers but overwhelm strikes. Arya caught in crossfire illusions, faltering against a massive golem. Jin intervenes subtly from afar, instant casting voids that swallow attackers without trace. Infinite regeneration lets him push limits, saving lives discreetly. He teleports shadows to pull Arya from danger. "Hang on," he whispers, masking his power. She gasps, gratitude flashing, but questions linger. Interventions mount. He redirects a fireball barrage, attributing it to Academy wards. Lives saved countless, but scrutiny draws elite guilds dispatch scouts, sensing anomalies. Something's off here. Power spikes unregistered. A guild master murmurs, eyes on the battlefield. Invasion repelled grounds scarred. Jin slips into Academy depths, forbidden catacombs beneath the main hall. Dust chokes air runes glow faintly, guarding secrets. He discovers hidden glitch-amplifying relics, crystalline shards pulsing with chaotic energy. These could boost my exploits, turn glitches into weapons, he thinks, fueling preparations. Relics forged by ancient breakers amplify system flaws, granting multipliers to stats skills. He pockets them, mana surging stronger, resolve hardening against the Dean's corruption. Chapter builds to high-stakes dual tournament finals, pitting Jin against a top student engineered by the Dean to test loyalties. Arena packed, crowd electric nobles cheering for their kin. Opponent level 70 prodigy with wind mastery blades of air slicing relentlessly. Jin's cover strains under pressure, instant casts, dodging lethal strikes, regeneration, healing cuts that should fell him. Can't hold back much longer, he monologues, sweat beading. Arya watches from stands, worry etching her face, bond tested in the tension. Duel intensifies, Prodigy unleashes a tornado vortex, pulling Jin in. He counters with glitch void, sucking the wind away, facade cracking as power leaks. Crowd murmurs anomalies, whispers of cheating. Dean observes from his throne eyes, narrowing suspicion, peeking. Who's this insect? The Dean thinks, manipulating a hidden spell to amplify the opponent's attacks. Betrayal echoes in the setup, Prodigy, a puppet unaware. Jin grapples internally, thrill of dominance clashing with exposure, fear. One more push and I'm exposed, he thinks. Emotional richness deepens. Arya slips him a subtle illusion, buff through their bond. You got this, she messages mentally. Gratitude surges, fueling him. Relics in pocket, hum amplifying his regeneration. He instant casts a shadow barrage, overwhelming the Prodigy. Victory snatched, but at cost. Guild scouts note the glitches. Dean's gaze locks on Jin. Cover nearly shatters under relentless pressure, chapter ending on cliffhanger tension. World building expands systems, competitions reward betrayal. Dean exploits this for ascension, siphoning essences. Social class tensions boil, nobles versus low-born diseases favoring the rich. Power comes from levels, but glitches subvert it all. Jin retreats, post-duel mind racing. Dean's onto something, gotta prepare, he monologues. Arya approaches in the aftermath. That was intense, you okay? She asks, concern deep. Yeah, just pushed limits, he replies, bond strengthening. Scrutiny from guilds mounts, whispers of investigations. Anomalies during invasion, and now this duel, a scout reports. Drama escalates, Jin's secret teetering. Relics tested in seclusion amplify voids to black holes. This is next level broken all, he thinks, light moment amid seriousness. Dean's corruption revealed through overheard plots engineering more betrayals, top students turning on each other for favor. Invasion's aftermath sees rebuilding, but scars remain, lives lost. Fueling Jin's revenge. Emotional growth with Arya hits peak, shared glances in chaos, her dark past unfolding in confessions. My family challenged the system, got erased, she admits, tears welling. Jin comforts, we'll fight back together, vow forming. Tournaments continue brutal, each win, secret dominance, building confidence, but pressure mounts. Infinite regeneration saves him from a poisoned blade in shadows, assassins sent by jealous elites. Close call, he thinks, healing instantly. Instant casting dominates mock battles, teachers praising his luck unaware. Academy depths yield more relics maps to system cores, preparations intensify. High-stakes duel replays in mind cover fraying prodigy defeated, but Dean's manipulation clear. Guild scrutiny draws closer envoys questioning survivors of invasion. Betrayals among students spike one top mage, exposes another for Dean's gain. Jin's path sharpens glitch powers against corrupt order. Bond with Arya. Emotional anchor her haunted eyes softening in his presence. "You're my glitch in this messed up system," she jokes, Gen Z vibe lightening mood. Seriousness returns Dean's ascension plot, threatening all. Invasion by external forces, rogue elements seeking academy relics, chaos exploited by Dean. Subtle interventions, Jin's hallmark saving Arya, pulling students from rubble voids, erasing threats. Lives saved, gratitude from underdogs, loyalty growing. Discoveries in depths, relics humming with power, ancient inscriptions warning of breakers' fates. Preparations fuel nights of training, relics amplifying infinite mana to godly levels. Chapters end dual pressure, relentless crowds roar, deafening. Prodigy presses, give up lowborn. He taunts wind blades whirling. Jin dodges instant cast countering, not today, voice steady. Regeneration heals a deep gash. Blood vanishing gasps from onlookers. Cover nearly shatters Dean signals for escalation, hidden spell-boosting opponent. Emotional peak. Arya's bond sends strength, believe in yourself. Her thought echoes. Victory but scrutiny, peaks guild agents approach. Post-duel. Drama escalates. Jin slips away mindset on confrontation. World tensions. Systems diseases like Ascension fever strike those forcing levels Dean's cure hoarded. Competition fierce tournaments decide fates, betrayals common. Power dynamics Dean as puppet master strings pulled from shadows. Jin's growth from lone wolf to bonded fighter emotional layers rich. Glitch granted dominance, secret but straining. Relics discovered key to amplifying exploits against threats. Invasion devastating external guilds clashing with academy forces. Subtle saves draw eyes elite guild sensing breaker. High stakes end cover teetering pressure building to break. System-wide anomalies rip through the world like cracks in glass holographic interfaces, flickering cities plunging into chaos. Levels glitch randomly, some elites dropping to single digits while monsters spawn unchecked in streets. Jin stands at the academy's edge, wind whipping his cloak as reports flood in from allied scouts. "This is my fault, the glitch spreading like a virus," he monologues, torn between godlike power's embrace and corruption's fear. Power surges in his veins, infinite mana, begging release. But memories of fallen breakers haunt him, twisted by their own might. The system. Once a rigid overseer now falters, anomalies birthing diseases like glitch fever, draining levels from the afflicted, untreated for the masses. Widening social rifts, nobles hoard. Cures orphans suffer competition for resources turning deadly. Jin gathers his small circle of trusted allies, Arya by his side, her illusions cloaking their moves, Jax and a few underdogs geared for the trek. "We're heading into the ruins, no turning back," Jin says, voice steady, eyes on the horizon. Arya nods, haunted gaze softening. Together, we trace this origin, find answers. Internal struggles surface as they venture forbidden ancient ruins, crumbling temples buried under vines, mana storms raging above. Environment oppresses air thick with decayed magic traps humming with lethal intent. Power dynamics shift. Jin's 999 dominance protects the group, but he fears leading them to doom. "Am I a savior or a curse?" he thinks, embracing power's thrill clashing with corruption's whisper. Ruins deepen tunnels twisting into darkness, relics pulsing with glitch energy. World building unfolds. These sites predate the system forged by gods who imposed levels to control chaos. Social tensions echo in carvings depicting rebellions lowborn rising against divine hierarchies only to be crushed. Anomalies intensify globally, reports of entire guilds vanishing, levels resetting to zero. Jin's monologues sharpen. This power feels godlike. But what if it corrupts me, turns me into the monster they fear? Fear grips him, visions of warped breakers consuming allies in madness. Group presses on Arya's bond with Jin, emotional anchor, her dark past fueling determination. "You've changed me, given hope," she whispers during arrest illusions hiding their camp. Jin smiles lightly. "Yeah, we're glitching the system together, kinda lit." Gen Z vibe breaks seriousness, but drama looms. They trace glitch origins, scanning runes that reveal backdoors in the system, deliberate flaws for worthy challengers. But betrayal strikes sudden. His former childhood friend, Lyle, now twisted by envy, emerges from shadows allied with glitch hunters, cloaked figures with anti-anomaly gear. Ambush erupts. Lyle's eyes burn with hate, level 70 boosted by hunter artifacts. "You stole everything, Jin power that should have been mine." Lyle snarls, envy twisting his features. Hunters charge spells, flaring nets designed to seal glitches. Devastating betrayal hits Jin like a blade. "Lyle, we were brothers, how?" He monologues, pain raw. Group scatters, Arya illusions shattering under assault. Jax fighting back with basic spells. Conflict escalates, hunters deploying system suppressors, draining mana from allies. Jin's internal tear widens, embracing power to save them, fearing the corruption it brings. Epic action sequences ignite Jin's 999 dominance unleashing. He warps reality with a gesture, voids opening to swallow hunter squads whole. "Back off," Jin roars single spell, obliterating an army of summoned golems, explosion rocking the ruins. Infinite regeneration heals arrow wounds instantly. Instant casts, chaining lightning that chains through foes. Power overwhelms environment, crumbling under his might stones, vaporizing mana storms, intensifying. Allies watch in awe, Arya shielding Jax. He's unstoppable. But at what cost? She thinks, emotional worry deepening. Lyle presses the attack, envy fueling a desperate charge artifact, amplifying his strikes. "You glitch freak, I'll end you," he yells, blade clashing against Jin's barrier. Jin grapples internally. Kill him and lose myself to corruption? But dominance prevails, warping space to crush Lyle's weapon reality, bending like paper. Hunters fall obliterated by singular blasts, armies vanishing in blinks. Drama peaks as Lyle begs twisted plea, "Join us, hunt, the anomalies get richer." Betrayal's sting fuels Jin's resolve. "You sold out our past for envy," he replies, voice cold. Shocking alliances form mid-chaos, reincarnated legends materialize from ruin mists, ancient breakers reborn through system cycles. They view the glitch as destiny's signal, ethereal figures with faded levels, auras of forgotten power. The anomaly calls us, "You are the harbinger." One legend intones voice echoing like thunder. Jin stares, stunned. Reincarnated? This is wild, he thinks, light Gen Z surprise amid seriousness. Legends, ally sharing knowledge of system, origins a sentient force born from gods to enforce order, now viewing glitches as existential threats. Alliances solidify legends, teaching techniques to amplify glitches, countering corruption. Embrace but control power's edge is sharp, a legend advises. Emotional richness builds, Jin confides in Arya, torn between this godlike rush and fearing I'll break. She squeezes his hand. We'll balance it together. World tensions heighten, global anomalies spawning wars, nobles blaming lowborn for disruptions, competitions for stable zones turning bloody. Diseases spread glitch corruption, twisting users into mindless husks, elites isolating in warded enclaves. Climax builds as group delves deeper, ruins core chamber pulsing with system essence. Revelation strikes, the system manifests a living sentient force, colossal holographic entity, eyes locking on Jin. "You are the ultimate enemy, breaker of balance," it booms, voice shaking reality. Mark placed anomaly alerts blaring, worldwide hunters mobilizing. Jin's monologues peak. It's alive and it wants me dead corruption. Or not, I fight. Dominance highlights warping the chamber, obliterating digital guardians, single spells, shattering constructs. Allies rally Arya illusions, confusing the entity legends, channeling reincarnated might. This is Destiny's War. A legend declares alliance shocking in its power. Betrayal's aftermath lingers Lyle defeated, but envy echoing in Jin's mind, fueling internal fear. Power corrupts, but I won't let it, he vows, embracing godlike strength cautiously. Fee. Global eruptions continue cities in turmoil, system anomalies birthing new threats. Social class tensions explode, lowborn uprising, inspired by whispers of a breaker, nobles deploying armies to suppress. Competition for relics intensifies, ruins becoming battlegrounds. Jin obliterates more foes in sequences, armies of hunters charging, obliterated by reality warps. Feels OP but terrifying. He thinks thrill and fear blending. Arya's bond anchors him, her haunted past resonating with his struggles. We're in this, she says, dialogue sparse but impactful. Reincarnated legends form alliance, viewing glitch as signal for reformation. Destiny chose you, they affirm. Sentient system reveals itself, marking Jin enemy ultimate climax, shaking foundations. Internal struggles dominate monologues, torn between embrace and fear, corruption looming. Ambush, devastation, betrayal from childhood friend, twisted by envy, allied with hunters. Group ventures, ruins, tracing origins, small circle trusted, including Arya. Anomalies erupt system-wide, globally, chaos reigning. World-building systems, sentient living force power from levels, but glitches challenge it. Diseases from anomalies, social divides deepening. Epic actions highlight dominance, single spells warping reality, armies gone. Shocking alliances, reincarnated legends, Destiny's view. Climax revelation system marks Jin as enemy. Emotional depth in bonds, struggles, betrayals, pain. Drama escalates, conflict building to peak. Jin stands against entity power surging. Not today, he mutters. Resolve stealing. Allies fight back, epic sequences continuing, dominance shining. Fear of corruption grips, but embrace necessary for survival. Global stakes rise, world order threatened by glitch war. The final war erupts at the system's hidden core, a vast ethereal nexus floating in void beyond mortal realms. Shimmering code streams twist like rivers of light. Digital guardians swarming in endless waves, constructs of pure mana, armed with blades of corrupted data. Jin stands at the forefront, allies flanking him. Arya Jack's reincarnated legends and underdogs who've fought through hell to reach here. The air vibrates with raw power levels, meaningless now, as the system's sentient entity manifests, a colossal holographic figure, eyes burning with cold judgment. You have come to challenge balance breaker, it intones, voice echoing through minds and reality itself. Jin's heart pounds, internal monologues racing. This is it. The endgame power's double-edge cuts deepest here. His arc peaks in this moment, wrenching betrayals and redemptions colliding. One reincarnated legend, a grizzled warrior from ancient cycles, steps forward only to turn blade raised. Forgive me. The system promised me rebirth. If I end you, he whispers, betrayal slicing deeper than any wound. Jin dodges the strike shadows warping around him. Not like this, he mutters, pain raw. Arya reacts instantly, illusions shattering the traitor's perception, Jax charging in fury. Redemption follows, another legend sacrifices herself, shielding Jin from a guardian barrage. For the worthy successor, she gasps, fading into light. Heartfelt reflections flood Jin's mind, power's thrill versus its corruption. I've killed to get here, but I won't become the monster they fear. He thinks, resolve stealing. Adrenaline-pumping battles ignite Jin, unleashing 99 level dominance against endless guardians. He warps reality with a gesture, voids swallowing legions, single spells obliterating constructs and explosions of shattered code. Infinite regeneration heals gashes from data blades instantly, instant casting, chaining cataclysmic waves that ripple through the nexus. This is insane OP but exhausting, he monologues, Gen Z thrill breaking through seriousness. Guardians adapt learning from each clash, reforming stronger digital swarms diving like meteors. Jin pushes glitches to limits, amplifying relics from ruins mana, surging to godlike peaks. He teleports across the void reality bending to his will, crushing armies in blinks. Allies fight beside him. Arya's illusions confusing Guardians, Jax's underdog spells holding lines, legends channeling reincarnated might. Power dynamics shatter the entity, unleashes its full force reality, cracking under its assault. You are anomaly eradication protocol initiated. It declares, unleashing waves that drain levels from all but Jin. Social class tensions echo in the core's visions, low-born rising against nobles' hierarchies crumbling in real time. Diseases from anomalies vanish as glitches spread globally, equalizing the playing field. Competition ends here, the system's rigged games exposed for the control mechanism they are. Mind-shattering twist strikes mid-battle, the entity falters, revealing ancient architects' logs, holographic records unfolding. The glitch was seeded deliberately by US architects seeking a worthy successor to reform the flawed order, a voice from eons past echoes. Jin freezes. It was never a bug, it was the test, he thinks, shock mixing with vindication. The system designed as a tool for balance, but corrupted by gods into tyranny. Architects planted backdoors for one to rise and fix it. Jin's journey from level 1 orphan to breaker, all orchestrated yet earned through his choices. Victory surges. Jin channels every glitch, amplified relic and skill, rewriting the core code. Reality warps under his will, hierarchies dissolve, unfair boosts, vanish levels, reset to equal starts. No more elites, no more orphans crushed underfoot, he vows, voice steady. The entity screams, dissolving into fragments as the system reboots under new rules, granting equal opportunity quests accessible to all resources shared. Global anomalies stabilize levels, stabilizing without corruption. Social divides heal low-born rising nobles stripped of inherited power, forced to compete fairly. Diseases fade healers accessible to everyone. The story closes on a hopeful new era, dawn breaking over a reformed world. Jin stands on a rebuilt academy rooftop, wind gentle Arya. Beside him, hand in his. "We did it," she whispers, tears of relief. Jax grins nearby. "World's kinda lit now, no more boot on our necks." Jin smiles, but eyes scan shadows, subtle hints of future threats lingering, faint glitches in the horizon, perhaps remnants of old architects or new challengers. Peace for now. But the game's never over, he thinks, internal monologue, reflecting on power's double edge. His arc complete, from forgotten orphan to reformer, he steps into the light world reborn under fair rules. World-building culminates the system, once a merciless enforcer of inequality, now a balanced guide. Power earned through effort. Not birth competition, fair relics shared, diseases eradicated. Social tensions resolve, low-born and nobles standing as equals, rebuilding together. Jin's victory grants hope, yet shadows whisper of eternal vigilance. Emotional richness peaks in reflections. Power corrupts, but it can also heal. Jin realizes, embracing his role. Betrayals sting, but redemptions heal the cycle broken. Battles replay in mind, guardians endless, but overcome glitch pushed to absolute limits. Twist of deliberate seeding vindicates his path, architect's test passed. Rewriting code, moment of ascension, core pulsing under his touch. Hopeful, close new era, dawning subtle threats in shadows. Jin looks to the horizon. "Whatever comes next, we'll face it," he says, voice firm. Arya nods, together. World transformed, equal opportunity, the ultimate ascension.